Do you think
last on the lunar ice rink would still be floating in space when these three galaxies combine? I think it would certainly be that way.
Space all expression.
What? Stop! What?
I love to be completely unprepared for a
Do you think we're gonna go back to the moon and Mars and stuff, but when we get there, just put a little hockey rink out there? I mean, it's freezing in space, right? Yeah. And, yeah. No refrigeration is necessary. No refrigeration. Think about that. Yeah. I mean, imagine.
We're talking to an Admiral!
Okay, 3, 2.
Gloves Off, episode 22. Chad Siewert and Sam Sequenzia with the longest tenured guest we've ever had on the show. Now as he's on his second time, and one of the most popular guests, the Admiral, Ryan Anderson. Say hello, Admiral.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I always have a great time joining the podcast here with Gloves Off, and I look forward to some hard-hitting and probing questions.
And there will be some deep probing happening here in just a few moments after a few words from our sponsors. Today's show is brought to you. This is the first episode of a year-long sponsorship with the Texans Trust Credit Union Theater in Grand Prairie, where you can see such amazing shows as The Monkees on September 24th. No Brahma game that night. You have no excuses. And REO Speedwagon will be there November the 8th. We'll be there. You should too. That's the Texans Trust Credit Union Theater. Credit to them for sponsoring the show. Also, Crystal Ridge Distillery, located in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Whiskey, vodka, and moonshine made from one of the 47 natural springs in and around Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's the magic water that'll make you happy. Crystal Ridge. Sorry, guys. Crystal Ridge Distillery. We're doing good here. Also, the State Fair of Texas. Sam, it's State Fair time. Are you excited for the State Fair?
Hello, folks. I'm terribly excited about the Texas State Fair.
You're damn right you should be, because if you use the promo code 21 VALPAK, all lowercase, VALPAK, PASS, PASS in all caps, 21 VALPAK PASS, you will get $30 off your season pass or $15 off just one season pass. At $30 off 2 season passes or 15 for one. It's a hell of a deal at twice the price. That's at bigtex.com. Also, today's show is brought to you by Quantix Golf. The F18 golf ball will be soon available in the NYTEX Sports Shop. The F18 has been considered the super spinny spin ball by NYTEX CFO Rick Mulrain, and you can find Brahma logoed Quantix golf balls in the shop, as well as Sugar Tree Golf Club, located on the Brazos River. This is one of Texas's best and hidden gems. Admiral, we're going to play there soon.
I look forward to it.
And we're not quite out of the water yet, because the show's brought to you by Stallion Candy Cigarettes. Folks, if you want to look cool like Johnny Depp without all the cancer and smell, you can slip into some Stallion Candy, available on Amazon.com. And finally, last but not least, today's show is brought to you by my book, I Love Long John Silver's, which the Admiral will get a signed copy of here for being the longest tenured guest on the show. So, Admiral, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Chad. How are you guys?
Why
don't we wave at each other? Because we're just doing it right across the way here.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Good to see
buddy.
you.
Hey, buddy. Yeah. COVID won't let us be in the same room. Actually, it's not really COVID reasons. It's laziness reasons. You've been on the ice quite a bit lately, so your legs are tired, and I'm just old and fat, so that's my excuse. Sam's in the same boat with me. I'm not calling you fat, Sam, but you're old. You're same age as me.
Whichever's better for today.
All right, folks. If you saw the headlines on Brahmas.com, if you follow our social media streams, you will know that the Admiral is now the associate head coach for your Lone Star Brahmas. No longer head coach with the Texas Brahmas. However, still the GM. Admiral, how does that feel, buddy?
It's great. It's always good to move up a level and advance your career, but it was not an easy decision for me. I really I felt torn about it. I had great relationships with my players in the NA3, and it was a decision I didn't take lightly. But at the end of the day, having the opportunity to work in the same office as Dan Wildfong and be back in the North American League was something that I could not pass up. And the fact that I'm still going to be involved with the 3HL team as the general manager, and there's a great coach, Ed Galliani, that's coming in to take my place, and he's going to do a great job for the players. So there was a couple of days there where I felt a little bit like Nick Saban with the Miami Dolphins when he bolted to go to Alabama. But it wasn't an easy decision. Yeah. Hopefully it works out the same for me, but anytime you have the relationships with guys that you've coached for 2 or 3 years and you kind of feel like you're leaving them behind, it makes it more difficult. And the great thing is that the response I've gotten from our players as far as the move has been nothing but them being happy for me and congratulatory. And it just shows the maturity and the professionalism that the players that we had in the 3HL carry with themselves. So I'm excited to get started with Dan. I'm excited for training camp to start here on the 29th. And it's just really exciting times and just really feel thankful to still be in the building and be able to continue my career here with the Brahmas.
How has working with, you've worked with Dan for the past couple of years, you've been around him, so it's not like he's totally new to you, but how has it been now that you guys are like officially, you are the bench? So how is that transition going? Or are you guys smooth as silk?
Yeah. So we've had a great working relationship for the 2 years I've been the head coach down in the NA3. And we've developed a friendship on and off the ice where there's a lot of mutual respect both ways. The great thing is I really have a firm understanding of what his expectation is and what we're trying to do systematically and with our structures, and what we value in players is both very similar. So we've been at it hard here in the office, getting ready for training camp, putting together our presentations and our video, and it's been smooth sailing. And to be able to work alongside him and be able to count on his experience between pro and junior hockey, it's going to be a great developmental tool for myself. But I also feel like it's going to be a relationship where we're both learning and both getting better. And it's going to just really serve well for our players. And it's going to be a great season. We're very excited about the players that are coming in for camp. Obviously, the goal every year is to win a Robertson Cup. And everybody at this time of the year feels like they have a team that can do it. And, it's going to be really, really a lot of hard decisions that are going to have to happen in training camp as far as the cuts. It's part of the business, but Dan and I have a great relationship, and I'm really excited to work with him.
You guys, it's public information. We've seen it in the drafts and stuff that we've seen some players that you coached last year that are now at least going to have the opportunity to compete for a roster spot with Lone Star. In the years past, the gap between the two teams was pretty far. So making that jump from the 3 to the NA was kind of something you didn't see a whole lot where somebody sticks. How close is that gap now? Your team last year was one of the best in the league, and some of those guys are coming back. How close is that gap? Are we going to see anybody make the squad?
I think it's really narrowed, obviously, and that's a testament to the league itself, not just our team. I think as a whole last year, the NA3 closed the gap between the North American League. Is there still a gap? Yeah. But it's not like the Grand Canyon. And I think it really boils down to each individual player. I think there's a fit and there's a need that has to happen. Last year, Caden Hargraves, who was our goalie 2 years ago, ended up being the starting goalie in Fairbanks. He just needed a little bit more time. He was a young goalie. Came, played for us for a year, did a great job. Was drafted by Fairbanks and stuck, and he had a great year as a rookie last year. There's a couple of guys that are coming to training camp with Lone Star that are from our Texas Brahmas squad. You got Matej Palfi, who's been with our 3HL program for 3 years, and he's really developed. And his situation's a little bit different. He's no longer an import now because he played for 3 years in North America. So it opens up more spots for him. So I think he's going to be really close. You got another guy like Seth Manning and Alex Sequert who are battling for spots in the back end. And, you know, they've added the tools and the details to their game in the 3HL that are going to allow them to have a really good opportunity in training camp. And the fact that they know how we play may or may not give them a step ahead, but it helps their cause. And then up front, we have Mason Mara, who's going to camp with Lone Star, and you have Blake Rothstein, who's going to camp for Lone Star. And they're just guys that have bought into how we played, bought into our program, bought into what we value. And, you know, I'm really excited to see how they do. No favors are going to be done. I can tell you that. They're going to have to earn their spot because at the end of the day, our job is to win. Another player that's going to camp in the North American League is Levi Go. He was a goalie for us last year, did a great job for us. He was drafted by Chippewa, and now he's going to training camp with Chippewa, and we wish him all the best. You know, once a Brahma, always a Brahma. Hopefully we get to see him in the last game of the year at the Robertson Cup. But we're really excited about the amount of guys that we've been able to get opportunities at the next level. When we recruit players for the 3HL, you know, we tell them that we're going to get them the opportunities, and we're going to make sure that it's not just them getting the opportunity, but they're going to be prepared for the opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity. And it's really rewarding seeing guys take advantage of it at main camps and earn that opportunity. So we wish them the best of luck. They know that they always have a home here. If they ever need anything from us on the 3HL side, that they can always call, and we're here to help them, and we'll do whatever we can for them. They did what they needed to do for us last year, so we're going to do what we need to do for them going forward, and that relationship will always be there. So, but again, it's going to be very competitive, and we're just really excited about the challenge ahead.
One question that I have is, so last year, obviously COVID year, we had 4 teams in the NA that didn't play. You had BCHL teams that didn't play, AJHL. There was a whole bunch of teams that didn't play. And so a whole lot of talent was kind of dumped down into the North American Hockey League. And the talent pool was deep. This year, with everybody returning to play, and more teams in the South Division like El Paso and Corpus coming back, do you think that we'll see fewer roster moves throughout the season? I know it's hard to predict, but should we see any like step back in the skill level of the South Division? Or
I don't think you're going to see a step back in the quality of play at all. Obviously, the numbers speak for themselves. Besides the USHL, the North American League moves more guys to Division I hockey than any other league in North America. And it's because of the quality of coaching. It's because of the quality of the organizations and the ownership groups. But, you know, there's always those questions. But I believe the South Division is the hardest division in the North American League because of the quality of the coaches in the division. It is a very hard and heavy system style game where, you know, guys are expected to be in spots and be in spots on time. And if they're not there, like you give up a goal. So Shreveport, obviously coming out of the South last year, winning the Robertson Cup, we had great battles with them all season long, and we expect them to be good again. Obviously, Wichita Falls, they did a great job in year 1 coming in and bouncing us out of the playoffs and having a great series with Shreveport. I really think New Mexico is going to make a step this year as well. So we're excited about the competition level that we're going to have. Who knows what's going to happen with the amount of players that are available. The rules are going back to normal, so we're not going to have the expanded roster. So you may or may not see more or less player movement. It's going to really depend. I think early here, it's going to be very important to manage our players and manage the workload because they really didn't get a full off season with how long the season went this year. So we're going to have to be mindful of that, so we're not getting some overuse injuries and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we got to play a full schedule here in the regular season of 60 games and you know, hopefully finish in an opportunity to play in the playoffs. When you start the year, goal 1 is to just make the playoffs. So obviously that's our goal. And then once you get that solidified, it's getting the best seed you can get in the playoffs and hopefully earning home ice so we can play here in the shoebox in front of our fans throughout with home ice advantage. And hopefully everything goes well there and we're going off to the Robertson Cup. So one step at a time. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. And we feel that the players we have coming in for training camp give us an opportunity to have a really special year. So let's just take care of business.
So their first look at the Lone Star Brahmas this year will be September 4th, 7:15. We face off against the defending champs, the Shreveport Mudbugs. That'll be a good chance to see kind of where you sit. You will have had a full week of practice by that point in time. And then we'll have 2 more preseason games in the days following that. It's not like the NFL where you probably rest all your starters and everything. You guys have got some difficult decisions to make right off the bat. And, are you guys Dan never will pull back against Shreveport. He's probably going to go, that gas pedal is going to be mashed all the way into the floorboard. Are you ready for your first big rivalry game?
Absolutely. In the past couple of years, I've had to jump on the bench, with Dan a few times when Whitey was off scouting different events. So I've been on there before. I know what to expect, and I'm really excited about the lights being on and a game mattering. Just because it's preseason, it doesn't mean we're not trying to win. NFL is a little bit different. Those guys are making $12 million and up a year, and they're saving their bodies for a long 17-game season now. We need to get our guys going right away, because when we get to Blaine, those games count in the standings, and those are hugely important games for our players to get noticed and recognized by the various Division I programs that are going to be in attendance. So we need to get started on the right foot, and having a really solid preseason and putting our best foot forward as soon as it starts is really important. Now, are we going to get guys in games and get to see the majority of the players that are coming to training camp? Absolutely. But we're still trying to win. We still need to start building chemistry. We still need to start building trust in our systems. We need to start executing, but we also need to make mistakes too. We need to have tape that we can review and learn from and get better. But at the end of the day, Dan says it all the time, winning and learning. And that's what we really need to do in preseason.
Well, we have a little gift for you from the show for being the longest tenured person since we're in the same building. Sam has a question to Vamp while I grab that. Sam, to
yes,
you.
And this was exactly as we had planned all along that I would get to this point where we can come to terms with all the matters at hand. Now, what is the most likely to be ordered Tex-Mex option at your favorite Tex-Mex eater?
So when I
go to Chipotle, I'm one of those like 2% of people that if cilantro's in my food, it tastes like soap. So I always have to get the white rice plain. So they have to go open it up from the back before they put cilantro and put it in there. And then I go double steak, pico, sour cream, corn, a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of cheese, and then I top it off with some sea salt and a couple of dashes of the mild jalapeno Tabasco sauce. And you always got to wash it down with a Coke.
I agree 100% with your assertions that is how a burrito should be constructed. The good news.
It's got to be a bowl. I want to eat it with a spoon. Burritos are just too messy. I don't want to have anything falling on the pans.
Take the tortilla and rip it up and throw it in there.
Ooh, that's next level.
We're gonna get a knock on the door here any second, and this is a really cool thing, and we have a really good sponsor that makes this possible. And okay, well, maybe I was mistaken. Maybe that was somebody else that was about to come knocking on your door. But yes, how is your golf game, my good man?
I've gotten to play a little bit here over the last couple of months, a little bit more than I did last summer, obviously because of COVID. It's up and down. If I play one day, it'll be, a high 70s. And then if I play the next day, I'm going to hit it even better and shoot a better score. But everything is good.
I know that in golf.
Hey!
Your bag is pretty beaten.
Yes, it is.
So we need a new golf bag from Pepsi.
This is unbelievable. Thanks,
And
Pepsi.
the greatest story about golf you'll ever read, right there. Signed to you. There you go. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you. That's awesome. Actually, Chad's 100% correct. My golf bag I actually got at Christmas of 2000. My grandmother got it for me, and I'm a guy who doesn't like to part with things that still work, but it's really not working anymore. I may or may not have broken the legs with a 7-iron at one point. So this is going to be great. I can't wait to
Well, if I'm not
put
mistaken,
my clubs in it and be able to have a stand bag that works.
yes, and it's nice to have a bag, you know, with drink on it as opposed to a bag old enough to drink. And
It's an antique though.
My bag has got to be 15 years old, and it still has legs, but they're like the little ends of it have come off. So I'm looking for some sort of Dungeons and Dragons sort of gnarly piece of something that I could attach.
Well, Sam, as a fellow Deadhead, you should definitely, like, I'm pretty sure the Grateful Dead, they sell everything logoed, right? Why not get a Grateful Dead bag?
Well, I have patches and such, to flare a bag. And I'm not really hung up on name brand so much as form and function. And a phone is ringing.
Sleeping on the job here. Oh, loser. Well,
did you get your steps in?
I'm not in the best health. That's all the time we have for today's episode. I'd like to remind everyone there's never a better time than now for a stallion. And the Admiral has promised 60-0. I swear I heard that. 60-0 this year.
No,
That's right,
the
folks.
goal,
You heard it
but
here.
let's not be giving anybody bulletin board material before the season gets started. I'm sure there's plenty of time to do that, but we're just really excited about the season ahead and the battles that are coming in the South Division. It's always Friday and Saturday night. They're always great times to be here in the shoebox, and we look forward to entertaining our fans and having a great year.
And I look forward to playing golf with the two of you out at Sugar Tree Golf Club. Look at that scenic 12th hole.
That's unbelievable.
215-yard par 3. Nice smooth 5-iron.
That definitely looks like flavor country to me.
Absolutely. All right, well, with that, it's been a wonderful episode. The longest tenured guest on Gloves Off, the Admiral, Sam Sequenzia, Chad Siewert, my man Dartu here, saying, stay gold.
Thanks, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Let's talk about one other thing. So obviously, you either live in a recording studio or you are voiceover Mike. That's your website, right? voiceovermike.com?
Voiceovermike.com. Indeed it is, yes.
So you do, of course, baseball, football in the fall, hockey, and then you've carved out a little niche for yourself. What are you doing, reading audiobooks? Well, folks, write in and tell us what you think of a Mitchell Digby Blue Line Blast from the Lunar Ice Rink. And until then, I love you.
Davion.
Great job. Great job.
Awesome, man. Fuck that up. Okay.
And take 2. Go.
Yeah, ready, Sam?
Any bomb a cigarette, ask me for light, and I got death to climb. Space sauce all expression. You're gonna play it. What are you doing over there?
That's a really impressive Kenny Rogers.
It is. I know it all.
One bad arm and lawn driving all the trophies.
You'll still be more efficient than me, brother.
Okay, I got it, guys. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best.
Thank you,
that ever
lads.
was. Love you, mean it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.
Barbasol contest. Something about shaving your beard. Okay. It'd be funny. I should shave it and then like nick it like 1,000 times. So I get like Def Leppard jeans. all right, here we go. Ready? And yeah.
Okay. And take 2. Go.
It is.
Hey, I know it all.
We will be vague about who we're gonna fight. Yeah, you can be clever.
8! Brilliant!
Play us out.
I don't think it's in tune.
That doesn't matter.